You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, I saw this and was like, oh, I'm doing a reaction to it. I want to do a reaction to it. I want to elevate it. I want to escalate it. I want to get it out there. We all know what is going on involving Caitlin Clark and, of course, her fellow players in the league and some of the hard fouls, the dirty play, the vindictiveness, the jealousy, the pettiness, what I believe to be an element of racism, what I believe to be an element of Caitlin Clark being straight and not part of the alphabet community, and her being bullied, frankly, because of her the fact that she does not fit in that agenda checked box world that the WNBA's built. It's an activist league. It has been for years. They've got regular sports fans involved, and they can't handle it. All right, this has been a welfare-ran league. The NBA has propped up this league, kept it going for years. Nobody knows whether or not they've really ever turned a profit. Nobody knows. We suspected they turned a profit last year, but again, nobody knows. They didn't release those figures, by the way, which I find rather interesting. Enter in media legend, one of the GOATs, Dan Patrick, formerly of ESPN, then he went to NBC. He's got his own show, the Dan Patrick Show, right? And they are out at a golf tournament, celebrity golf tournament. There's all kinds of folks out there. I saw earlier, I just did a video about Seattle Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald on Black and White Sports Football. And he was on the Dan Patrick Show, oddly enough. Well, Dan Patrick had scheduled Cathy Engelbert, the commissioner of the WNBA, to come in and look. Dan Patrick wasn't going to pull any punches with her. Now, he's going to call balls and strikes. He's going to be down the middle. But it's not going to be a softball interview. The WNBA is in a complete PR crisis. You got Congress looking into them because they believe that there could be some civil rights violations going on in the league. And most importantly, and this is what I keep trying to say, it's still a business that has employees, and your employees have to go to work in a safe work environment. That's the way it is, right? And Congress wants questions answered, and Dan Patrick was going to give Cathy Engelbert an opportunity. She scheduled an interview with them, and she backed out. By the way, she is at this golf tournament. Dan Patrick, his crew, has pictures of Cathy Engelbert taking practice swings at this golf tournament that he is broadcasting from. And she backed out. Adam Silver needs to remove this commissioner. She is not doing her job. Let's listen to this, folks. I want us to do a reaction to it.
Yesterday, we were hoping to do an interview with Cathy Engelbert. She's the WNBA commissioner. Todd spoke to her a couple of nights ago, and we had a pairings party. Todd went up to her. She's been very friendly to the show. Last year at this event was friendly to us. And Todd said, hey, we'd love to have you on. There's a lot of questions. People have not heard answers from the commissioner. And she said yes. So yesterday, after the show, we waited almost 2 hours for her. This was scheduled. She was going to do a meeting in her hotel room, a conference call, and then she was going to join us. So Fritzy, for at least 90 minutes, is looking just for an update. We're standing by, we're waiting to interview her. They didn't, balk at anything, didn't.
That is her at the event that he is at. This golf event. He is having his show, doing his show from. She's there.
Say you can't ask anything, and we thought, okay, We're going to be able to finally ask questions about Caitlin Clark, the WNBA expansion, a lot of different things. And we waited and we waited and we waited. And then we got word, Todd did, that the commissioner said that the WNBA staff, the PR staff, said that she is not allowed to do this. They would prefer that she did not do this.
Okay. She should be, in this moment, the WNBA PR staff. She should be the king, queen, tyrant, dictator, over all of it. If she wants to go on there and answer these questions, that should be her decision. She should not be bowing down, kowtowing, any of that to anybody else. Unless Adam Silver told her to go on, to not go on. But I doubt it. This is what she's there for, to be the face of the league. This is a joke and an embarrassment at a whole nother level.
You're the commissioner, and you're listening to the PR department, which is fine. But did you check with PR before you said yes to us? We promoted it all day yesterday. Now, look, I know people get busy. People have agendas. The people, like, it was her opportunity to finally say, hey, you can ask me the tough questions, okay? I thought this was going to be a good thing for the WNBA because people still want answers here. There's so many people who have an opinion, agendas here. And this was a chance to sit down. And yes, would the questions be tough? Yes. Yes. And I'm sure that had something to do with it. But she went on a radio station in Kansas City. But from what I was told, she was only going to be asked about expansion. They were not going to be, tough questions. So it's just disappointing. Go back to when the Caitlin Clark incident happened. We reached out to the WNBA all morning long. We needed, just give us a comment. Does anybody have a comment on this? Is anybody there at the office? We couldn't get a hold of anybody. So Paulie, during the show, was trying to track down somebody. So
I almost made a video on that because I watched him talk about that last week. They couldn't get a hold of anybody. When the Alyssa Thomas, Caitlin Clark fiasco happened, they couldn't get a hold of anybody at the WNBA office. Dan Patrick, a legend. What?
We can at least let the WNBA have their say, have their voice, get out in front of this. We're just trying to be a journalist here. That's all. We're just trying to ask questions. But don't say yes, and then all of a sudden somebody probably said, in my opinion, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this. Well, at some point, you have to do this. If you want to be treated as a serious league, then do these. This is what happens. These are tough questions, but this is a fair outlet for you, a fair platform. I will treat you with respect. But when you tell me, and then 2 hours later with no update, and then we get a feeble response, like, come on. You don't want to do it. You won't. The commissioner of the NFL does not want to come on this show. I've been doing this for 20 years. There's a reason why he doesn't want to come on. I have no problem if he doesn't want to come on. But if he said to me, hey, I'll come on tomorrow, and then all of a sudden he says the NFL PR department said I shouldn't do it. And she's 50 yards away. She's hitting practice shots out of the bunker. So that's what's disappointing. We deserve more respect than what she gave us yesterday. We want to cover the WNBA. The PR staff, somebody did a disservice to this. That's all. Somebody made the call, but this is an important league. There's expansion. There's conversation. It's been agendaized. Everybody has something to say about it. Now you have a chance to answer these questions. Are they uncomfortable? Yes. But when I have Rob Manfred on with baseball, when I have Adam Silver on with the NBA, they know they're getting questions that maybe they don't get anyplace else. But they're going to prepare for it. I wanted Cathy to have that opportunity. And I don't know her, but I wanted to get to know her so I can have an opportunity to ask questions like this. And that was what was disappointing. You don't want to come on the show? Tell me you don't want to come on the show. I have no problem with that. But if you tell me you're coming on and you make us wait 2 hours, that's a problem. And that says a lot about what's going on, in my opinion, with the WNBA.
Wow. When a legend goes on his show, his radio show too, by the way, not just as it's simulcast or whatever, but I don't know where Dan Patrick's show is now on radio. It used to be on, I guess it was NBC Sports Radio. I don't know what it's on now, but I know it's still all over the place. I think I can still watch it on Peacock, and then I think it's on YouTube or something like that. Anyway, you're talking about, by the way, a real basketball guy. Everybody knows the one thing that Dan Patrick knows above everything else is the game of basketball. He's talked a shit ton of it for the last 35, 40 years. Cathy Engelbert had an opportunity right here to come on, dodged it. And if the WNBA PR didn't think she should do this, maybe it's time to get new people in the PR department, because that's the problem. You got a PR crisis and you're not willing to hit it head on. That's exactly why what's going to end up happening, in my opinion, is the WNBA is going to give a benign non-answer answer to Congress, probably, or even a no comment or something like that. They're going to end up getting pulled up on the hill in front of everybody on all the cable news outlets, because they're ducking and diving and dodging, and like this is dodgeball. They got a problem. I made 2 posts on Twitter earlier talking about Stephanie White. I did a video on this on the Matrix and Road show, but I did it on this channel earlier this morning. Shit, I got too many channels. Anyway, and she didn't want to talk about the thing from Congress. You know? Well, you're directly involved in it, whether you like it or not. You are. So this league's got a real problem. And I reposted that on Twitter, and I said, Stephanie White didn't want to answer these questions, blah, blah, blah. And they are trickling off fans right now. Fans with every passing game, every passing day are making a choice. You've got people now saying, whether Caitlin Clark watches or not, as long as she's with this team, I'm not watching anymore. And some of them are just saying, until they get change of leadership all the way across the board, Stephanie White, Cathy Engelbert, all of it, until there's a douching of the league, they're not watching. Well, television networks paid you money for a specific amount of views. You're losing those viewers. This is a disaster, a PR disaster for the WNBA. The WNBA is in a crisis mode, and they're cowards. Cowards. You got Amber Cox, the COO, not just GM, but COO of the Fever, going at Caitlin Clark fans online. That is some of the most unprofessional shit I've ever seen. Ever. They're cracking under the pressure. They're out here worried about what people are saying on social media, and they're worried about content creators. Why are you even, what are you doing? It's a joke. It's not a serious league. Dan Patrick just said it. We've said it a million times. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.